let's start with Snoop. Look at that. Yeah, whiplash.
The Iowa caucus of Twitter.
Yes. So apparently I owe Lamont King $1. I'm here for it. I'm going to bring him a bag of pennies tomorrow because I'm petty. So we had this conversation about Gayle King, Snoop Dogg's reaction on Friday. And I said that Snoop wouldn't apologize because I didn't feel like he would apologize. I didn't think he was that mature, number one, but I also felt like he meant what he said. He said it. What you going to do about it? And that's the position that he came from. So he backtracked earlier in the week with a non-apology, which Lamont King tried to troll me. And I was like, I did not hear the words, I'm sorry, or I apologize, because that's what an apology is.
Generally.
What he said was, homies, you know, what I look like threatening a 70-year-old woman, which she's not, by the way. So I thought he was low-key trolling her. And he was like, you know, we don't want any harm to come to her, because at the end of his first rant against Gayle King, he said, you know, if you keep this up, we're coming for you.
Coming for you.
Which I thought was a threat, or a veiled threat, or at least could be perceived as a threat from someone who is ignorant and looking to do something or looking to impress.
Especially these days.
Yes, it's a crazy time. You can't even incite people to do things, even if that's not what you meant. Now today, and Lamont, if you're listening, I'm going to bring you your $1 because I'm a stand-up person.
Yeah. Bring it to him in pennies.
I'm not happy about it, but I am going to bring it to you in pennies. If I can find half pennies or something from the 1800s, I'm going to do that. But yeah, I'm going to give him his full $1. And he earned it because he was right. He said, you know, the pressure's going to come. He's going to go around. He's going to have to say, I'm sorry, because, you know, the people are going to come for him. And I was like, he has no people that can come for him. He's worth $125 million. There's nobody that can come for him. What is he going to lose? You know, like he doesn't have to, you know, do anything. That's what I thought. So then I'm like peeling back the layers of this onion. Like, who told him to do this? All right, let's hear his apology.
Two wrongs don't make no right. When you're wrong, you gotta fix it. So with that being said, Gayle King, I publicly tore you down by coming at you in a derogatory manner based off of emotions, me being angry at questions that you asked. Overreacted. Should have handled it way different than that. I was raised way better than that. So I would like to apologize to you publicly for the language that I used and calling you out of your name and just being disrespectful. I didn't mean for it to be like that. I was just expressing myself for a friend that wasn't here to defend himself. A lot of people look up to me and they love me and they appreciate me, so I want to let them know that anytime you mess up, it's okay to fix it. It's okay to man up and say that you're wrong. I apologize. Hopefully we can sit down and talk privately. Have a good day.
Have a good day.
All right, here's my question. Some of y'all went real hard in the paint with your hashtag I stand with Snoop. Some of y'all went real hard. Like, I agree with him 1,000%. I've seen the comments. Got this little YouTube thing. The comments have been horrific. I've been called every kind of operative, everything in the world. So since Snoop has apologized, are you apologizing for standing by him 1,000%? He has identified it was wrong. All the people that thought it was right, are you now going to change your position? 866-801-8255. And here, Seena Ghaznavi, is where I thought the problem was. In the questioning of Lisa Leslie around this issue of Kobe Bryant's rape allegation, she's definitely within her rights to ask the question. I've said it before. She's a journalist. But then when Lisa told her, hey, you know, Kobe wasn't that type of guy. I've hung out with him. There have been other guy friends of mine who have said, Lisa, go check that chick out for me, blah, blah, blah. Kobe was never that guy. And then Gayle was like, but you wouldn't see it, Lisa. You wouldn't. That's not a journalistic expression. That's not question asking. I thought there is where the line was crossed. And one could argue whether or not timing, why you, all of this, we could have had that discussion. But the whole conversation went around the dog-headed this and the B word and the coming for you, and we still didn't get to litigate whether or not Gayle King was right about doing that. I said she was wrong. And so was Snoop. And somehow the so was Snoop thing got missed, you know, like people didn't want to accept that he was wrong. But he now said he's wrong. So what do we do with him now saying, so if you were 100% in Snoop's camp, do you shift your position? I'm just curious.
this is like one of those binary situations that the internet does terribly with, right? It doesn't provide any level of nuance. And I felt very similarly. I was actually pretty upset with the line of questioning and how it was going. I'm all for litigating someone in the public all the time. In fact, I wanted to go back and look at everyone else that's ever had any sort of sexual misconduct allegation that's older now. Let's start talking about it right now before they die. Right?
Well, that was Lisa's point. You had all of this time. He just won an Oscar last year.
It's like,
why didn't you ask him about it then?
Yeah. Anyone? And I think that, to me, was not correct. But first of all, your YouTube comments, I wish you the best in reading them. I don't think you should be doing that to yourself.
No, I do it because YouTube's a special space. It's not like Twitter.
Special as in like short bus special?
Yeah. No, I'm not going there with you. Special in the sense that it is a space for people who are not parented, who don't have good parenting, who have no discipline, who have no self-control, who have no maturity. It is a space for children, adults who act like children and children who are unfettered and unchecked. So I feel like my role is kind of the nation's parent. So I go in from time to time, check, delete, check, delete, check, delete. And then I ask questions. I get Socratic. Like, why would you say that? Why would you call somebody that? Why would you say that about me? Do you know me? I don't know you. Do you know me? You don't know me. You don't even listen to my radio show. You're trolling clips. But you have so much to say, and you're so emotional. Why are you so emotional? Why are you so emotional about somebody you don't even know? You don't know Kobe. You don't know Gayle or Snoop. But you got so much to say about all three of these things.
Was the apology enough for you? Was that a belief, or rather, do you, as just a person involved, accept this as an apology?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I accept his apology because who are we to judge his heart? I know whatever the pressure was, whether it was his mother, which to me, as a man that is approaching 50, to still to have your mommy tell you that something's wrong bothers me. As a man that is a grandfather that didn't know that was wrong, because he doubled down on it. He didn't stop. He came back, and then a day later after Susan Rice and a whole bunch of other people, then he said, all right, I ain't mean any harm. Now, 2 days after that, I apologize. Those words, something's happened in his banking life.
So you think it hit his money?
Something's happened.
Oh, I was going to lean towards a woman in his life.
Nah.
A relative of some
Snoop
kind?
Dogg?
No?
Who? What?
I don't know.
I don't
know
so.
his life.
I think something happened in his banking life.
Well, I mean,
or in his business life.
But what about the part of this that I think I haven't heard anyone talk about is that he's a former Crip gang member. And, that was a long time ago, but there is, a little bit of, how people talk that were in gangs. And then, the use of language that might get thrown around indiscriminately that can get blown out.
A rapper who uses, rap is part of that bravado and name calling. But again, this wasn't in the rap space. This wasn't in the gang space. And again, Snoop is a very wealthy man who lives in, I think, Beverly Hills or something. His kids go to private school. He's not in a gang.
He should know better by now. But
that's all I'm saying.
It just struck me as this feels like young Snoop saying something crazy. It seemed like that tapped into something
even that wouldn't
and made
be
him
acceptable.
flip. Yeah.
Because at the point that you have 49 million followers or something on Instagram, and you have that kind of audience and people that you reach and that you influence, because we know the influence of that medium, his genre, his hip hop. Yeah, there should be more. The thing that bothered me most is that he knows he should know better at this point in his life. When you're raised children and now you got grandchildren that we see on Instagram, and you're such a proud grandpop. Is this really the man that you want to be?
And to your parenting point, I think there's a level of digital literacy that we don't have across the country and in the world, given how we interact with social media. And I think that's one of those things where if we expose our vulnerability online, and I think anger is one of those ways where we expose our vulnerability, the internet will come down on you, either in a supportive way or amplify that anger in a negative way. Or if you say something emotional and it's vulnerable and it's real, someone could take advantage of that and make you feel even worse. And that's what I want people to be armed with when they go and they say things online, to know you obviously have a good suit of armor on you when you go look at your YouTube comments, right? I came up with the internet and understanding trolls and stuff, so I love it, seeing hate. I don't get enough hate comments, frankly, but it's interesting that you've embodied that to a certain extent and you figured that out. A lot of people haven't figured that out yet, how to build that suit of armor, how to have that understanding and that perspective when they go online, when they see Snoop make a video like that, to say, hey, I'm not going to double and triple down on what this person just did. I'm going to acknowledge that this person just vented in a way that is super public and super uncomfortable. You know, it's like someone crying on the subway. You just gotta ignore it. You don't be like, tell me everything.
Right. Right. Who hurt you?
Exactly.
All right. So we're gonna have a lively conversation about this tomorrow with Lamont, of course, because he's gonna troll the F out of me because I owe him $1, and I'm good with that. Smiz has given me something to trump my 100 pennies that I was gonna give him. That's a little too petty, and he doesn't deserve that. So I just, in the moment, just
I think 100 pennies not rolled.
Just spread them out on the
spread out.
That's too petty.
This might be preferred than the penny.
I think so too, and I think I'm grown. I owed $1. I'm gonna pay it, and there's no shame in it. And those of you who are trying to shame me, I lost a bet. No one's gonna die.
People are trying to shame you?
Yeah. Oh, what you? Oh, I'm gonna give him his $1. So what you like? Who's not gonna pay up?
This is
a
exactly
bet?
what
Like
I'm
like,
saying.
what's the problem? I lost. I'm gonna pay up. Hello, what's the problem?
The outrage machine of the internet at it again.
Y'all are crazy.